Tonight on Going Deep, how to dig a hole. This episode is gonna be sweaty and hard to watch at times, but it's gonna be worth it. This is a how-to show about things you think you know how to do, because simple things are more complex than they seem. I'm David Rees. Let's do this.
We're going deep with David Rees.
Guys, think about when you might need to dig a hole. You might need to bury your dog. I'm sorry, but you might. You might need to plant a new tree in your front lawn so your neighbors stop judging you. What if I have to dig some kind of weird trench hole because I have to reroute a pipe so that my basement doesn't leak or something like that? There's lots of different reasons that you might need to dig a hole. So what I'm saying is, instead of going out with a shovel and being like, I hope this works, gook gok, you need to really know for any given situation what type of hole to dig, and given that type of hole, I want to know the tools, techniques, and talents that I must possess to make that hole the best possible hole. So boom, my dog is buried. Boom, I have a new tree in my yard. Boom, I dug my trench and now my basement is super duper dry. I'm about to go so buck wild learning about holes, you're gonna throw up. To kick off my episode about holes, it seemed like a good idea to go to a really big hole. This is Matt Schreiner. Matt's been getting paid to dig holes for 10 years. We met at the Edgar Experimental Mine in Colorado, which is a real mine in a real state, in a real country called USA. Let's do it.
All right.
The Edgar mine is 150 years old, and back in the day, miners got all kinds of metals out of it. It's under the Rocky Mountains, and it was excavated by drilling holes into the rock and then blowing up explosives like black powder and dynamite. Like pow, pow, pow. I had a lot of amazing experiences in the mine. It was the first time I ever ate a donut in a mine. Welcome to my underground donut party. Cheers. It was the first time I ever used this pneumatic drill rock busting thing in a mine.
There you go.
Let's say it was a mixed bag. Let's say I liked eating the donut more than I liked using the death machine. What is this? This is tough.
This is our jackleg drill.
Jackleg?
Jackleg's what it's known as.
And what do we use this drill for?
Drilling through rock.
And why are we drilling through
So we're
rock?
going to drill a hole in the rock. We're going to put in a pin to help put the rock into compression. And the rock is much stronger in compression.
Is he telling me the truth, Clint?
Yep, pretty much. It's a Midwest supply. It's based on the old Gardner Denver 83s.
Oh, the 83. I remember that one. Yeah, sure. Cool.
Twist it more.
That felt extremely dangerous to me. Guess what I learned? Digging through rocks is the biggest pain in your butt you could possibly imagine. Let me just say for the record, I really want our TV show to be a success and I hope we get a bunch of great footage, but I'm never doing that again. If at all possible, please avoid digging through rock. Matt took me to the darkest part of the mine where there's no sound and no natural light. This is crazy. It was so awesome. Okay, I just got freaked out. Can I speak frankly? That's really not my kind of hole. I get to dig whatever kind of hole I want on this episode. And if I'm digging the hole, I want it to be one where I can kick back and chill out and watch the world go by and not be plunged into utter darkness. Ladies and gentlemen, this is called a party hole. I designed this hole by myself. And then some of the people were like, David, why do you call it a party hole? It's just you, there's no guests, no one else can join you. I don't like making small talk and I get socially awkward. So for me, this is the definition of a party. Me standing in a hole all by myself. I have to dig my hole in the ground, but there's no way in a million years I would ever dig through rock. I don't want to be dealing with rocks. I want to dig a hole in some nice, soft dirt. So I wanted to find the best possible dirt for hole digging. I called Peter Groffman, who's a soil biologist. He knows more than 50 facts about dirt. Peter, what is dirt?
Well, dirt is a mixture of three primary particles: sand, silt, and clay. And we like to split the soil into different sizes, which are illustrated by these over here.
Okay.
There's sand, so here's sand, and
Yes.
these are big ones, like
Right.
these golf balls. And then there's silt, which are medium-sized particles, like these. And then there's clay particles, which are super small. So for instance, you can see sand and you can feel it. If you put it in your hand, you can feel the little grit in there. You feel the little grit? And you can actually even put a little bit on your tongue.
Whoa, really?
And it goes like that and you can feel the grit. This is actually pure silt, which is much softer than sand. And if you put it between your fingers, it doesn't have any grit. Clay
Come on now.
are the really small ones, and you can always tell if you have clay in your soil, does it make a ribbon? See how it makes a ribbon when you rub it out like that and it holds together?
This means it's clay?
That means it's clay.
We couldn't do this with sand.
No way.
I want to dig a very particular type of hole, which is this hole right here. Which one should I dig in?
It has to be a mixture. If it's all sand, then it doesn't stick together at all,
Right.
it falls apart. And the
Right.
silt also is not going to stick together. And the clay is too sticky.
This is a soil pyramid, and this is what scientists use to classify different types of dirt. And this stuff in the middle, with the mixture of sand, silt, and clay, is called loam. So the best soil for digging a hole is medium loam. Medium loam actually tastes pretty good for dirt. And I would say for a couple minutes I thought maybe I'll just eat a hole in the ground. That'll be good for ratings. Could I eat this much dirt and not get sick?
I don't think you would get sick. It passes through.
It was-
Earthworms. That's what earthworms do, right? Earthworms, that's what they do. They eat soil. They kind of tunnel through the soil. And there's a lot of work on what happens to the soil as it passes through the earthworm gut. Because the earthworms have enzymes and they secrete enzymes. And the earthworm castings, they call them, or the earthworm poop.
I've heard enough. This segment is over. This segment is over. I'm not an earthworm, okay? Cards on the table. I am not a worm. I cannot dig a hole of the size I want by eating and pooping out dirt. I need to use what humans use to dig holes. Tools. I needed to find the best possible tool for digging my hole. I visited Dr. Anders Freivalds at Penn State University. He studies ergonomics, bioengineering, oh, and his nickname is Dr. Shovel. You think I wasn't gonna go visit this dude about how to find the best shovel? And he has 2 assistants, and I actually met his assistants in the men's bathroom. We had to do some stuff in the bathroom. We have to put on this heart monitor to determine if I'm capable of love. Is that what it is?
Yep. Are you comfortable?
I'm very comfortable. So to find the most efficient shovel for me, we tested 3 different shovels. A light shovel, a normal shovel, and then my favorite shovel, the Her shovel, which Dr. Shovel helped design. This is a shovel made for the American woman. Woo, I love this shovel. We measured the workload, the pounds of dirt I was able to move with each shovel. Then we compared that to my physical exertion, my oxygen, my heart rate. It was a scientific test that we did on my own human body.
So, you're all set up, ready to go here?
ready to shovel.
It's starting to feel like work. I can't even come up with witty banter.
How much?
167.
167 pounds of dirt
Yep.
in 1 minute.
Yep.
Am I the strongest man you've ever seen?
Little too eager.
So we analyzed the results, and it turns out that the best shovel for me is the long, skinny shovel with the big, ugly head. This was a super efficient shovel. This was a good shovel. Hardware store special. I mean, we've seen this 100 times before, but now we've seen what it can do. So I have a hole that I've been designing that is going to be the culmination of everything that I learned. And I just want your professional opinion as someone who understands the creation of holes, right?
Okay.
Is this a feasible hole?
Yes.
What kind of shovel would you recommend I use for this? What do I, what, and I
Probably a combination of spade and shovel. You need a spade to cut it straight down, and a shovel to remove the earth.
Okay, that was actually a big deal. I didn't know I was going to need more than 1 shovel. I'm trying to just buy 1 shovel, Dr. Shovel.
I actually use a lot of my different shovels since I have a whole collection of them. I'll use a different shovel for a different task.
Use multiple shovels for multiple stages of the dig. Here, will you hold that, please? Everybody that I showed my party hole diagram, they've all completely loved it. But I have a confession to make. I've been withholding something from you guys for the purposes of dramatic tension. When I showed the party hole drawing to Clint and Matt at the mine, something happened that made me feel like I was gonna die. Any advice?
Shore it.
Shore it? What happens if I don't shore up the sides?
It could cave in and kill you. You could be trapped and you could be above your
You're like, your head could be out of there and you still couldn't breathe because as the sand goes in and crushes around you, you can't exhale and expand your chest. So you, yeah.
It's called a party hole. It's supposed to be a place where good things happen, not where you get killed and you can't breathe. You can't. Coming up, my hole could murder me. That's great. Let's keep making the show. It'll be a lot of fun. Watching me get murdered by a bunch of dirt collapsing on me. Okay, so Clinton Miner told me that my party hole is actually a murder hole and could kill me.
As the sand goes in and crushes around you, you can't exhale and expand your chest.
So where did I go to learn how to make a safe hole? A golf course. You've never seen a golf hole kill somebody, have you? That's a safe hole that doesn't hurt anybody. What can I learn from golf holes that can help me dig my hole? Matt's the course superintendent at Rockland County Country Club. He makes golf holes all the livelong day using something called a cup cutter. He taught me how to keep my hole, intact. All right, so this I recognize from Saturday afternoon television when I'm feeling sleepy.
Right.
Can I pull this out and look at it?
Sure.
All right.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Most of the time, people just call them cups.
Okay.
Some of them are made plastic, but most of them are aluminum.
Is that what keeps it so stable? Mm-hmm. Now I'm just looking at pure 100% raw hole. Very, very, very nice golf hole.
It is. It's pretty specific.
Even sounds good. Can you hear that? Stabilize the interior of your hole. So, we found some hardcore industrial tubing that would protect me when I was inside my little hole. We decided to call it the Hole Halo, because it's like a guardian angel watching over me. Okay, I had my hole safety apparatus, I had all my shovels, I knew what kind of dirt I wanted to dig in. The next thing was to actually learn how to physically dig a hole. So I went to Woodlawn Cemetery where they have hundreds of thousands of dead people in holes scattered all over the place, and I met with Chuck, who's been digging graves for 40 years. Do you ever see people digging holes? Like, you drive by, some guy's digging a hole in his yard, and you're looking at him, and you're like, that idiot has no idea what he's doing.
Plenty of times.
Before you even start digging, you need to know the location and dimensions of your hole. So Chuck and I measured out a grave and then used flags to mark the perimeter.
Okay, we have some planks over here.
So these are wooden planks?
Yep. Grab this one.
Okay. Oh. So are we just using this to mark the edges?
Yes.
So what you're doing right now, you are like defining the perimeter of your hole.
You got it.
Right?
This way when we dig, we'll have a nice straight line.
Got it. Should we move these out of the way?
No, they're good. We're going to throw the dirt onto them. This way when we clean it up, we'll just clean the dirt off the plywood and the grass will be.
Did you invent that technique?
They've done that for years.
Really?
Yeah.
I like it. So after we planned out our hole and marked the perimeter, Chuck showed me his digging technique.
Okay, this is how we use the shovel. You got the lips on the shovel, take your foot.
This is called the lip?
Yep.
Got it.
When you press down with your knee.
With your knee?
Right. And then you throw it out. You want to give it a shot?
I'm gonna go right here.
Go ahead.
Telling this ground who's boss. And now the ground's
wiggle
fighting
a
back.
bit.
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Boom.
Take it out and throw it away.
Is that enough, or should I get more?
A little bit's better than nothing.
I appreciate that diplomatic sensibility, Chuck. Place a beam or other hard structure to ensure a clean perimeter. Using a spade or other appropriate shovel, break ground along your framing mechanism. Finally, it was time to start digging my hole. And I found the perfect location. Nice little hill on a golf course. Got a beautiful view. I'm surrounded by trees. And the guys at the golf course were like, yeah, do what you want. And then actually, Chris, who was the course superintendent, was like, actually, maybe I should be there. Make sure you don't mess up my golf course. Chris, I'm sorry for what we did to your golf course. Breaking ground. We're breaking ground on my amazing party hole. Now I can really see, now the perimeter of this hole is really coming into view, isn't it, Chris?
Doing a good job.
Since my hole is circular, instead of using wooden planks, I cut a circle out of this piece of plywood. I mean, let's do it. Go! This loamy golf course soil was so nice to dig through. And I started to feel like I was gonna be done in 20 minutes. I mean, I was booking on this hole. You hear all these rocks I'm hitting? I'm gonna leave this rock, continue to dig down around it until I get some sense of how big it is. And if it's too big to move, I don't know, I guess we sue the golf course. I mean, I truly don't know what to do. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. This is a big rock. Now it's hailing. Come on. This is where my life was not going so well because I found this huge rock in my hole. It was too big to dig around, and so I had to do the one thing I didn't want to do, try to bust up a rock by hand. I'm using a 60-inch crowbar that Chris let me borrow. I was totally defeated. You know, the rock was winning. I was bummed out. And so what I thought was, is there any footage or any interviews we've shot that we haven't put in the episode yet that might be able to help me out of this situation? And then I totally thought of one. So earlier I went to Harvard University and I met with Dr. Hopi Hoekstra and her grad student Nicole Bedford. All these guys do is study animals who do nothing all day except dig holes. So I put on all the special gear and the mask and I went in their lab and they showed me how these cute little dudes dig holes. We're interested in one specific type of burrowing animal at this lab, right?
Yep. So it's called the old field mouse.
The old field mouse.
Yep. So the reason we're interested in these guys is they build very stereotyped, unique burrows.
Old field mice instinctively build these incredible holes that have like hidden escape routes and stuff. Dr. Hoekstra made foam molds of the holes to study their structure.
The other special thing about this particular species of mouse is that it's monogamous. In fact, we think in the wild that males and females will dig burrows together, and the burrows are longer than what individuals do.
So these mice, they couple up, and together they make these beautiful subterranean passageways.
Yeah. The other thing that's interesting is this is the burrow that's dug by its sister species, so the most closely related species. So it's this little wimpy little divot.
This is me, right here.
No cooperation.
Bachelor, tiny little pathetic little hole. It's completely open to predators.
Yep.
That's so symbolic. I don't know whether to cry or just let my head explode. If possible, form an authentic emotional attachment to another animal to help you dig. I love you. So it turns out I need friends to dig a hole. I need you, Willie. Willie sells construction equipment, he knows all about excavation, and Willie is my new buddy. He's my best friend. Sorry, Aaron. Obviously, I've been bitching about this huge piece of, what is this, shale?
That would be the...
How big do you think this shale is?
There's really no way to know, but it could be 25 feet that way and 30 feet that way, so...
What would you do in this situation? You're trying to dig a hole. What would you do?
I will go get another piece of equipment that has a rock hammer on it.
That's my man, Willie. Go do it, Willie. See you in hell. That's what I say. See you in hell. So we had Willie's rock hammer, but even with that, it was, I mean, I really want you people to understand, this was time consuming. Like, we dug into the night. It's really glamorous making a TV show. It's like, you are living the good life. It turns out that our hole, we're basically digging through rock. Right, Willie?
We've had the worst case scenario for trying to dig a hole.
I'll be right back, hold on. Just talk to camera for a minute.
How you guys doing?
Look. Were you still talking? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was making something up. I didn't know.
What kind of stuff were you saying?
I didn't even get that far.
Oh, do you need a couple more minutes?
No, I'm good.
It's nothing but this. I mean, it's shale, right? Why is it so smooth? Look at how nice that is.
You did a good job chipping it.
Thanks, Willie. I gotta say one thing. The crew really stepped up. Everybody took turns with the shovel and the spoils removal. So I gotta say, to everyone on my crew, I thank you very much for helping me dig my hole and helping my dreams come true. All right, guys, It's a moment of truth. I'm gonna have my new best friends and my personal saviors, Willie and Chris, help me fit the whole halo. But I'm gonna jump in first, all right?
Liking it. Are you kidding me?
Oh. So here's everything you need to know to properly dig a hole of your very own. Design your hole. Take into consideration its function and aesthetics. Pick your location wisely. The soil should be loamy, a balanced mixture of sand, silt, and clay. Avoid rocks whenever possible, believe me. Please, for the love of God, avoid rocks. Measure and define the perimeter of your hole. Position a rigid material around the lip of the hole to protect the edges while digging. Use different shovels for different stages of the dig, including a spade to break ground and a long-handled shovel for most of the digging. If things get tough, convince your friends to help with the digging. If you don't have friends, try making friends. Shore up the edges of your hole. When you're done digging, celebrate and share your work with friends and family. Check it out! Just like I promised, hole warming party! I learned so much from digging this hole. You can't use the hole as like this fantasy of just being alone and being isolated. You need your friends. You need your friends to help you dig the hole, and then it's more fun if your friends can come and celebrate with you and they can get in the hole with you and party with you. It's a party hole, man. You can't party by yourself. That's what I learned. Open your heart to people. Coming up on Going Deep, we walk through the portal from childhood to adulthood. We're all gonna learn how to tie our shoes. It's gonna be awesome. If you're like me, you probably learned how to tie your shoes when you were like 5 or 6, and you were just Mr. Big Guy tying your shoes. And you probably actually haven't even thought about it or changed your technique in all the years since you first learned how to do it. Kid, that's why you're such a mess. You're still tying all your shoes the same way with the same stupid knot that you learned when you were a kid, and that shoelace doesn't work half the time, so you're double knotting it and triple knotting it and pulling it too tight and hurting your foot, and the shoelace is breaking off in your own hands. I'm sick of it, and I'm gonna learn how to tie my shoes the best way for every shoe I own, for every activity I engage in, and for every hot date that I may or may not go on, depending on how my luck changes in the next couple months. You're gonna watch this episode about how to tie your shoes. The oldest known shoelaces are from about 5,000 years ago, which means we've had 5,000 years to get this right, and we still haven't. Look at this. This is one of my shoes, and this is its real shoelace, and somehow it's like growing together, like it's some kind of biological organism, and it's like covered in human hair. Ugh. I want shoelaces that I can wear with pride on my all-American feet. I want the best shoelaces. To find the best shoelaces, I met with Shane Hobel, a survivalist and animal tracker. Shane once literally helped a town track down some runaway panthers.
Everybody needs a hobby.
Right?
I
Exactly.
can
And my
only support
hobby
you.
is being the best.
I can only, well, good luck with that.
Here's the thing about guys like Shane. They want to make sure that everything they're carrying is like top-notch survival grade, gonna get me out of this burning canyon kind of thing, right? So he's fanatical about testing his gear. So I brought gear of my own. I have harvested this cornucopia of shoelaces. Which is the best? Shane and I decided to test 3 different kinds of shoelaces: leather, cotton, and nylon. And we used a friction test that Shane devised with some old log lying around. And we also found our friend Paul, who was just hanging out in the woods, and we asked him to help us with our test. And the good thing about Paul is he doesn't look very sketchy at all.
Yeah.
First, we tested the leather shoelaces.
I'm going to start to pull, and you're going to pull. Right. So clearly,
Are you kidding me? I mean, if you're wearing leather shoelaces, all I have to say is may God have mercy on your shoes. This shoelace is weak. Then we tested a neon green cotton shoelace and a nylon shoelace.
So let's just start sawing wood here.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
So we're getting some good work.
It smells like fire.
Yeah, well.
The cotton and nylon laces lasted longer than the leather lace, and the nylon came out on top by about like half a second. So I knew that a guy like Shane's not gonna be walking around with these cheapo, falling apart store-bought shoelaces, so I asked him, Shane, what type of shoelaces are you using?
These are parachute cord. which another name is 550 or 550 cord.
Please tell me the 550 refers to what I think it refers to.
It refers to the exact tensile strength that
550 pounds this
Correct.
stuff can hold?
That's why it's used for parachutes, correct.
This could go in a parachute.
Yes, this is
Sorry for screaming right in your face, sorry. And then it was time to see how the paracord stacked up with my shoelaces that I brought into the woods. 1, 2, 3.
The outside sleeve has just failed.
Yep.
And now we're getting individuals.
Wow. Shane's paracord lasted 60% longer than my cotton and nylon shoelaces. First round knockout. Paracord is crushing all other shoelaces. When it comes to strength, paracord is the best shoelace. Shane's paracord actually has 14 different strands inside it. Whoa. It's like other shoelaces lying in wait inside the main shoelace. It's silkier. I mean, let's use the word. It's silkier.
Absolutely, it's definitely more supple. You'll have...
It's more sensual.
Well, you can go there with it.
You come up with an adjective that begins with S to describe this amazing material, and I will beat you.
It's super.
You win. So I had my shoelace. Then I was thinking, so what else do I need to know? Knots. And the best place to learn about knots is on a big sailboat, because when you're way out at sea and you're a sailor, knots can mean the difference between life and the other thing. So if you're a sailor, like my man Mike here, knots are super important. When was the first knot tied on the ship?
Probably on the first ship.
Which was when?
I don't know, but we're the second oldest profession, so.
First oldest? TV host. Yeah. We are paid to make people happy and bring them pleasure.
Yes.
Mike has literally sailed around the world. So he knows maritime knowledge that only the most hardcore maritime people know.
Here is our bitter end. The bitter end is the end of the line, and we're gonna take that out and start to work with it.
Hold on a second.
Yes.
What's this other end that you're not doing anything with?
Right now, that's the standing end.
The standing end.
Now, say I went like this.
Oh! Bitter end.
Bitter end.
Standing end. You
Doesn't
totally
matter.
reversed it.
If you just grab the bitter end and back it down on the standing
we made a
end,
loop.
we made it, not a loop, a bite.
A bite?
This is a bite.
I really, really want to call this a loop.
Not a loop. Don't do
Really?
it. Don't do it, because there is a loop.
Mike showed me the basic building blocks of all knots. In addition to the bite, there's the overhand loop, the underhand loop, the turn, and the round turn.
All of those things combined will make any number of knots.
Mike joined two lines together using a square knot to show me how smaller components like bites combine to make functional knots. Thank you, Mike. I mean, what's cool about it is you can see the structure.
Yeah.
Two bites become... Do it. A properly tied knot maintains its structure due to friction. And as the friction increases, it actually gets tighter. That's ingenious. So we were having fun on the ship learning about knots, and then all of a sudden Mike turned around and basically dropped a knot-related bombshell on my head.
Let's say this line can hold 100 pounds strong.
Right.
Where I've made this knot, it's 65% as strong. I've lost about 35% of the strength of the line.
Are you serious?
Yes. I'm very serious. I'm dead serious. I lost 35%.
So a shoelace is never stronger than untied.
Right, that is...
As soon as you tie your shoelace, you've weakened it.
Yes.
As long as I'm weakening my shoelaces by putting knots in them, I needed to find the strongest possible knot. I wanted to learn how to tie a knot that I could stake my life on. Right behind you, Dr. Blitz. I went and visited Dr. Neil Blitz, who's a surgeon who ties knots all the time. And something you need to understand about surgical knots, these knots are like going inside your body sometimes, like in your, I don't know, like your liver. Those knots have to be strong knots. Because if those knots fail, like your guts are falling apart inside your own body. Dr. Blitz showed me how to tie a surgical knot. We used one of his assistants. We pretended she was having foot surgery. I'm about to tear up this foot with my knives. I'm just kidding. Put this weird fake skin on top of her foot. I went into total medical game face mode. So that's step one. What's that step called?
Step one.
Perfect. The surgeon's knot is just like Mike's square knot, but after you've tied it, you use the loose ends to tie another knot on top of it, which locks it in place.
I'm impressed. Look at that. You got it. So you actually did it pretty good.
Yeah?
Now add some real surgery and some blood and see how you do.
Let's do it. Where's the real blood? The surgeon's knot can hold your guts together, it can hold your skin together. But can it achieve the highest calling of a knot? Can it hold your shoe together? Look at that. It's totally locked in place. Problem with the surgeon's knot is, this knot is brutal. It will not come untied. Can I borrow this?
Of course.
Now this pickup has little teeth on it, so it's going to shred the knot a little.
So basically, my visit to Dr. Blitz was a huge mistake. So this is a horrible knot for tying shoes.
Correct.
I mean, it has principles that I like, but in terms of ease of undoing it, the surgeon's knot is less than ideal. Choose a knot that can be tightened, locked, and untied.
So you're having a lot of trouble there. Good luck.
Coming up next, I learned some extreme shoelacing techniques. Ladies and gentlemen, go get your shoes. Like, get them now before we come back, because we're about to tie shoes in a way that will blow your mind out of your socks. Shoelaces! I knew all about shoelaces and I knew all about knots, and now it's time to bring the two things together. Tying shoelaces into knots, and I said there's only one man I want to speak to about this. His name is Professor Shoelace. I've been obsessed with him for 2 years. He lives in Australia. And we did it. We paid him money. He came to visit me. I was excited. Professor Shoelace's real name is Ian. He runs the world's leading website about shoelaces. And from the moment he landed on our shores, Professor Shoelace went to town diagnosing American shoelace problems.
I think you might be tying a granny knot.
Oh!
You've made it even worse by doing the big double knot thing over the top.
Guys, you need to go get your shoes, because you're basically about to have a private shoelace consultation with Professor Shoelace. That's awesome. Usually what I do is the double knot.
Now I can see a problem even before that double knot. Notice how it's sitting crooked? That's sitting along the shoe. Normally, nicely tied knot will sit neatly across the shoe.
What was I doing wrong, and what did I have to learn to tie my shoelaces correctly?
Now, to create a starting knot, we put the left end over the right end and pull it through.
Up and through, yep.
Okay.
If you can't do a starter knot, you need to go turn in your feet to the post office and let someone else in the United States wear your feet. But it's the next part that's tricky. First, he showed me what I'm doing wrong.
I created a right loop and went round the front of the loop.
Oh, that looked familiar to me. That might
Pulled
be
it
what I'm
through.
doing. And look,
That's sitting crooked.
if your starter knot is left over right and your loops are also left over right, you're gonna wind up with an unbalanced knot, and that's your granny's knot, or granny knot. She's unbalanced, like your granny.
If I created a right loop and I ran around the back and pulled it through,
Yeah.
that creates a nice symmetrical knot. Now the
Right.
difference is one of them is a left over right and the other one's a right over left.
So because a properly tied shoelace knot is symmetrical, balanced, it stays tied with tension. And when you undo it, when you capsize it, it's like, yeah, no problem, man. And then it falls apart and you can take off your shoe. If your starter knot is left over right, your finishing bow should be right over left. Anyone who's tying their shoes with a double knot is a fraud. Like, we know now that they don't know what they're doing. Because if they tied their shoe correctly, they wouldn't need a double knot.
Exactly.
Once I was in shoelace mode, I started seeing problems everywhere. Maggie, come over here. I was noticing these from across the room, Professor Shoelace. How many yards long are these shoelaces, Maggie? Looks like a ball of yarn took a dump on her foot. Come on now.
Don't get me started on the lacing. There's better ways.
Hold on a second. It's not just about tying your shoelace, it's also about the lacing. I mean, lacing techniques? I'd never even thought about lacing techniques.
There's 100 ways of lacing shoes.
So I thought, as long as we flew him over here, what should happen is Professor Shoelace and I should just go on an adventure out in the world, and he can show me how to optimize my lacing techniques for different situations I might be in. That's exactly what we did. So I wake up in the morning, I slept on my arm funny, my arm doesn't work. I can only use one arm to tie my shoe. Can it be done? Only one man knows the answer, and that man's name is Professor Shoelace!
David, what's your problem, man?
He came into my bedroom and he helped me.
Tie a stopper knot with this end. Now pull it through.
Pull the line all the way through.
All the way through until
Stopper
that
knot
stops.
activated.
Done.
I've stopped the knot. The line has stopped. My name is the stopper knot.
Good. Right, cross over the top.
Now this is like normal crisscross lacing right now.
Yeah, well, we're cheating a little bit at the bottom, but that's good enough.
Okay. And we topped it off with a one-handed knot.
It's asymmetrical, but it's functional. Now you're ready for action.
I'm ready for a wonderful day. I love to ride my bicycle around town. I have a blue bicycle. And I wanted to know, is there a way I can tie my shoes so I don't have to worry about the shoelace getting all caught up in the chain? Only one man knew the answer.
Dun, dun, dun. We can just start with what we call hiking, biking, lacing. Okay, now we run both of them across and in through the adjacent ones.
Oh, whoa, they're both winding up on the same side of the shoe. The key is to start by lacing perpendicular to the shoe rather than parallel to the shoe, and then go straight across and up without ever crisscrossing the laces. So now, my knot
is going to sit on the outside. It's not going to get tangled in your chain.
Now all I have to say is, later for y'all. I like swinging on swings and jumping out of the swings in midair. But one time when I was a kid, I did it and I turned my ankle. Is there a special shoelace technique that would protect my ankles? Only one man knew the answer.
David, my man, we're on the swings. Cool stuff. What are we doing today?
Give me a second. Like if I land, I don't want my ankles rolling around.
Definitely. What we need is the type of lacing that paratroopers use. We are going to relace those shoes with what we call ladder lacing.
Start at the bottom and go up one eyelet. Then twist the laces around each other and go up another eyelet on the other side. Repeat until done. I can already feel how secure this lace is. Every level is locked. I like that. Shoelaces, amazing shoelaces, they're in the house. Shoelaces! Professor Shoelace knew about so much stuff. At one point, we were at the mall in Jersey, and he was like, David, why don't I show you how to replace your aglets just using a cigarette lighter and some weird industrial plastic? I mean, this is the kind of man that we're dealing with. He dropped so much shoelace knowledge on me, it would take like 6 episodes to fit it all in. Coming up next, an exclusive sneak preview of the greatest movie ever made about shoelaces. I had an awesome day with Professor Shoelace, but by the end of the day, my feet hurt. So what I did was I got an x-ray of my foot, I took it to my best buddy, Dr. Blitz. I said, take a look at this x-ray. Is there something wrong with my feet?
Your bone, if you notice here, comes out a little bit. You see that?
Yeah.
So, you know, you're maybe on the way to getting a bunion, maybe.
Everybody look at this bunion. Now, this isn't my bunion, but I couldn't get a bunion like this if I keep wearing shoes because shoes are basically bunion factories. Shoes are bad. But I don't know what to think about shoes. I mean, I had to find out. So I found this guy at Harvard, Professor Daniel Lieberman. This is a guy, he runs around in his bare feet and he studies how shoes affect the human body. My feet are physically repulsive. Is that your professional assessment of my feet?
No, I've seen far worse.
I wanted Dr. Lieberman to explain his pro-barefoot lifestyle.
You have very flat feet.
I have flat feet.
30% of Americans have flat feet.
Really? 30% of Americans?
Until recently, flat feet were probably extremely rare, and I suspect they're caused by people having weak feet. Shoes that are comfortable may contribute to feet becoming weak, and then what do? Because their feet are weak, we give them stuff that makes the feet more comfortable.
You're describing a vicious cycle right now.
The question is comfort good for you?
What do you think?
No. And shoes may belong in that category to some extent.
I was liking what I was hearing about not wearing shoes, but I said, Professor, you need to show me some scientific data because I don't get out of bed unless I have data proving that I should get out of bed. So Dr. Lieberman put a bunch of stickers and sensors on me and made me run on a treadmill so he could do his science experiment. Making me run. Holy smokes.
I'm capturing now. I'm gonna stop you at 3, 2, 1.
Do I have what it takes to be a super soldier for the US military?
No. So see how every time you hit the ground, there's this initial spike, that's called an impact peak. And that collision is, in your case, almost 2 times your body weight.
Basically, when you're running barefoot, the kinetic impact on your feet and your knees and your legs, it's hard, and it can make your legs hurt even more and make your knees hurt even more. So what is the advantage of going barefoot?
When you hit the ground hard, barefoot, you do get information that you don't get when you hit the ground hard in a shoe. It hurts, but it's information that you can use to improve the skill of running.
Basically, when you're walking around in bare feet, Your feet are transmitting information about the environment to the rest of your body so your body can adjust and avoid injury and stress and strain and stuff. It's like your feet, they're like sonar sensors or something. Your feet are weird.
I'm not opposed to shoes. Look, I wear shoes too, right? But we didn't evolve to wear shoes, right?
Right.
And it doesn't mean we should abandon shoes.
Okay.
But maybe we can build smarter shoes, like those actually, which I think are actually pretty healthy shoes because they're fairly minimal.
Even Professor Lieberman, the barefoot professor, he still wears shoes. It's like sometimes the answer to life isn't necessarily the most extreme response. I can't stand that about life. We should treat shoes the way we treat alcohol. They're wonderful. They make life better, but you have to use it in moderation. Your feet are giving you information about the world. Listen to them. I happen to find pedicures uniquely disgusting. And once I was in China, and the woman was not complimentary about my feet. So that's just a little story for the National Geographic Channel. Don't leave your home country. Okay, I'm back on board with shoes and tying shoelaces. I'm team shoes for life. But one thing that we've all learned is that lacing and tying your shoes can be somewhat time-consuming. So I had one last question for Professor Shoelace before he went back to Australia. I said, is there a faster way to tie your shoes?
I'm calling this the Ian knot, and I'm calling it the world's fastest shoelace knot. You watching?
That looks so fake.
Let me show you. You tie a left over right starting knot, and then 2 loops.
Yep.
And the loose ends get crossed over and pulled through each other.
What's crazy is that Ian's knot is a regular shoelace knot. He just found a shortcut way to tie it. You know what's really intriguing? The David knot.
The David knot.
This knot is probably gonna have like a bald eagle flying off to the side, you know, and like fireworks, you know what I mean? It's gonna be incredible. Choose your shoelaces wisely. Paracord makes the strongest shoelaces. Choose a lacing method appropriate for your favorite activities and personal taste. Create your starter knot the same way every time. The same way every time. Every time. Tie a balanced, symmetrical knot. Always remember, left over right, right over left. Make sure your knot can capsize. If you're in a hurry, use the Ian knot. When creating a custom shoelace knot, make sure it reflects your personality. I'm a complicated tangle with a lot of style. What kind of knot are you? Don't forget to go barefoot sometimes. One more thing. Just like how Professor Shoelace is the master of fast shoelaces, I decided I wanted to be a shoelace master. So I became the master of really long shoelaces. So I got these 50-foot long shoelaces and I'm making a movie about it. I hope you enjoy this sneak preview. This is some of the hottest footage ever shot. Not just of shoelaces, mind you, of human culture. When you have 50 feet of shoelaces shooting out of your shoes like laser beams, you feel like a god.